Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Colourpop times Hello Kitty and Friends holiday collection. This entire collection is super cute. I used to be such a big fan of Hello Kitty. Like when I tell you how much of a hardcore fan I was, I got Hello Kitty bed sheets, a Hello Kitty clock, my utensils was Hello Kitty, everything I wanted and my 15-year-old self was Hello Kitty. Like everything had to be Hello Kitty. So seeing this collection, I absolutely adore it. It definitely brings back the feels. I did get sent this collection in PR, by the way, and I was looking online and I only saw the palette was left on their site. Everything else is like gone. It's like not even available. It doesn't even say out of stock. It's just like not on their site. So I'm assuming this collection was very limited. So hopefully this video is helpful to someone. But yeah, anyway, before we get started with my review, I believe I'm uploading this video on Christmas Eve or even Christmas for some people. I think it'll be my Christmas. I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. I know this year it feels really weird. It doesn't really feel like the holidays or like it's Christmas at all. Where I live, we are able to see our family. Our restrictions are heavily lifted. I feel very grateful for that, but I know that's not the case for most places, and hopefully me uploading this video on this day, you have some company. But I know it's been a big struggle and I hope you guys are holding up and doing well, and I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I don't know why I'm saying like this is my last video of the year. I'm still uploading I think 2 more videos before the year ends, so I'll say my goodbyes for 2020 in the coming videos. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into the review. So let's start off with the eyeshadow palette, and this is the only thing that I could see left on the Colourpop website. So the palette is called Snow Much Fun, which is super cute. Like I adore the packaging. I know it's like very girly, very almost childish in a way, but I love it, you know, just a Hello Kitty fan here. I do think overall the concepts and the products they came out in this collection, it does target more like a younger audience. Like I would definitely gift this to like my nieces and I think they would love it. I think when you look at the palette, it is very approachable because you get the row by row color story. So the first row contains more of those oranges and peaches, and then the middle row is the purples, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And the third row is a little bit more pinky. So I feel like the way they laid this out, and especially in a 9-pan, this again is targeting more of a younger audience. The look that you're going to get out of this palette is going to be very light and almost girly and whimsical. It's not going to be anything like cut crease or, I don't know, Instagrammy. It's very young, fresh. Those are the vibes that I'm getting. I think overall all the shadows worked really well. That's just Colourpop's formulation for me. I have no issues with them at all. I think they were all very pigmented and they all blended well. I don't think it was anything too special or anything too unique in my collection. I think all of the 3 looks that I've done in today's video, I feel like I sort of done similar before with other palettes that I already own. And of course it's always like that. I feel like nowadays it's literally impossible to make anything unique or hasn't been done before. Nothing in this collection overall really screamed out to me. If I'm being honest, I think this is definitely more of a giftable collection and something for the collectors or the fans of Hello Kitty to keep. Nonetheless, I do like the looks that I created. It's looks that I definitely will wear out, and it's a palette that I can see myself using again. So I'll just leave it at that because I don't know how in depth I want to go in with my review because like everything is gone off the site. Next up in the collection, we have 2 pressed blushes, and you guys know me, I love my blushes, and when I saw these blushes I was like, yes. So the first blush we have is called Bundled Up, and it has a little mirror inside as well as the Hello Kitty imprint. Oh my gosh. 14-year-old, 13-year-old me would be like screaming. In one of my recent videos, I did a half and half face, so warm tone versus cool tone, and ever since that video, you guys have been telling me that you think the cool tone side suits me much more, and I do see where you're coming from, and since that video, I have been incorporating a lot more cool tones in my makeup look. Although this pink has some warmth in it, it has that sort of cool tone mauvey feel, and I've been loving that. I think this looks so flattering on my skin tone. It's definitely a favorite of mine. It does have a little bit of sheen to it, but I would say it definitely does pull more to the matte side. I think this blush out of the entire collection is my favorite. I think like the packaging is cute, and then you have the imprint inside. Like, I love that. I also do like this blush here. This one is called at Frost Sight. I would say it's actually quite comparable to the Sailor Moon one. It's a little bit less, I guess, bright pink, so a little bit more on the fuchsia side, but this one does have a little bit more sheen to it. Like, I'm wearing it today and I feel like it gave me a built-in highlight, which I do like, but it sort of gives a pink reflect. And then next in the collection we have 3 of the luxe glosses. We have Icicle Pop, So Chilly, and Big Bow. These have glitters in it, and they are quite sheer, so they would work really nice as lip toppers if you want to give a bit of shine and gloss to your lips. Again, when it comes to sheer glosses, they all look sort of the same on the lip. I feel like doing this review is just sort of weird because I know that these are not on the site, and I don't think they're gonna come back because this was their holiday collection. So I just feel like I'll put up my comparisons and you guys can see what you already have in your collection. And then next in the collection, we have 4 mini of their Glitterily Obsessed glitter gels. The pink and the purple remind me so much of the Sailor Moon one. This one here called Skate Date. They have a lot of this type of white glitter. Again, not really missing out too much. I think the most unique one in my collection is Cozy Glow, this like tangerine orange. I didn't get to use it in my looks. Alright, and to round out the review, the last product in the collection is this little lip care set. So we have the lippy scrub and the lip mask in Peppermint Cookie. So I didn't get to use both of these products because the scent is Peppermint Cookie, so I already know it's going to be heavily scented and my lips are very, very sensitive. I just know it's going to break my lips out and just give me a reaction. So I'm going to pass this on to my little niece or something. I think she'll really enjoy this little set. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't get to use this. I hope they will come out with just like non-scented lip care products because I would totally be on that. But I just know a Peppermint Cookie, oh, that's going to just give me a reaction. I'm sure it smells delicious, but I'm just gonna pass this one on. Alright you guys, so that was pretty much my review. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. It was a little bit weird for me to film just because a lot of these products are no longer available, so is there really a point of me expressing my thoughts on the product? But hopefully it was still helpful for those of you guys that wanted to get this collection and you missed out on it, whether it was the shipping or it just sold out too quickly. Hopefully I could show you that you're not really missing out on too much, and the comparisons and swatches were helpful so you can find what you already have in your collection. And that is always the purpose of my videos, especially when it comes to Colourpop. I'm not reviewing it to tell you guys to buy it. I'm just showing you that probably can find something very, very similar in your collection. I already know 2020 has been a rough year, so I hope my comparisons and my review can show you that you don't need to get this collection. You already have something very similar. So yes, I'll leave it at that and we'll move into the 3 looks. Alright, so getting started with the first look, I'm going to start off with the shade Snow Globe, and this is going to be our transition shadow. So I'm just going to work that into my crease using windshield wiping motions like always. I will then move into more circular motions to get that blended up towards my brow bone and also towards the outer corners. I also take this onto my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to sweep that from the outer corner right to the inner corner. I'm making sure at the outer corner point I am connecting the shadow. Now I'm moving into the shade Igloo Blues, and I'm going to use this to deepen out the outer corners. This shade is not too much deeper than Snow Globe, so it's going to give us more of like a very smooth, natural blend. And anytime that I do my eye looks, I always like to work in baby steps because I feel like if you were to go from light to very, very dark, it's going to be a little bit harder to blend out and get a smoother blend. So working it from light, medium to deep always works the best in my opinion. Then I'm going into the shade Snow here, and I'm going to use this to really deepen out the outer corner. This is the darkest shade in the palette. So just using circular motions right at my outer corner point. I don't want to overtake the previous shadows that we placed on earlier. But I also take this onto my lower lash line as well. I'm taking it on a defining brush, and I'm really going to press this up against my waterline, but only at the outer third, and I'm going to stop it towards the middle. And then taking the shade Winterfell, I'm going to place this at the inner third of my eyes, and this is going to help lighten and lift the eyes. You guys know that this is one of my favorite techniques to do. I think it's just the technique that complements my eye shape the best. I also take a little bit into my inner corners as well to highlight that area. I also take a little bit onto my lower lash line at the inner third as well. If you watched my last Colourpop review, then you know I've been loving this technique, just that very intense inner corner highlight. I've been loving that. I'm then gonna take the glitter gel in the shade Ice Sparkle from the collection, and I'm just gonna take a teeny tiny bit, and I'm gonna place that right on top of the inner corner highlight on my lower lash line. Although in the packaging this looks pink, there's a lot of like blue and yellow glitter reflect, and I was hoping to get more pink to, you know, be a little bit more monochromatic here. And now we are slowly going to wrap up the look. So I'm going to line my lash line with my brown liquid liner, but then I go in with a matte black eyeshadow to smudge and smoke out my wing. You guys know me, and smoking out my wings is just what I love to do. I also take the creme gel liner in the shade Honeydew to tightline my bottom waterline. This is going to help open up our eyes. And then I'm just gonna pop on my false lashes, my favorite lashes recently. I cannot stop wearing these ones. These are Muse from Petite Cosmetics. Alright you guys, so this is the first look completed. We stuck to more of the pink side of the palette, and I really loved how it turned out. I did apply the Luxe gloss from the collection in the shade Big Bow on top of the Luxe Velvet liquid lipstick in the shade Air Kiss, and I think it complements the pinks really well, and I just feel super girly and cute in this makeup, and I really love the final outcome, so I hope you guys love it too. Alright, so we're now on to the second look. I'm going to start off with the shade on Chill, and this is going to be our transition shadow. So I'm just going to work that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions like always. I'm going to blend that up towards my brow bone and also towards the outer corners. I do want to note that the way this shadow looks in the pan and the way it translates on the eyes is actually quite different. I feel like in the pan it seems more like a neutral warm transition shadow with a little bit of pink reflex in there, but once you start blending it onto your eyes, those pink reflex really come through, and it kind of just changes the whole shadow to be more on the pinky light side. I still think it's a really pretty shadow, but just to keep that in mind that it does translate a little bit differently. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Ice Skate, and I'm going to start packing this on at the outer corners of my eyes, just stamping on the product there first and then using circular motions to blend this out. It's not going to be that much darker than on Chill really, but it is just going to give a little bit of definition to the outer corners, and you also want to take that in towards the inner part of your lid space. Because we are going to be creating a halo effect, you want the outer corners and the inner corners to be the most dark, so that way the halo at the center can stand out even more. I do take Ice Skates onto my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to sweep that across and really diffusing this from my outer corner right to the inner corner. And then I'm going into the shade Fuzzy Mittens. I'm going to step that on at the center of my eyes, because wherever your brush touches first is where the most pigmentation is going to go. So at the center first, and then we're going to start blending and diffusing that out up towards the brow bone and in towards the mattes. I also take this into my inner corners as well to highlight that area. And then I'm just taking a dark brown eyeshadow to create a really soft smoky wing. Whenever I do a peachier look, I think just creating a wing with a brown or even with eyeshadow, it just gives to the softer look. I think a black liquid liner could be too harsh. I'm gonna go in with my creme gel liner in the shade Honey Dude, and I'm gonna use this to tightline my entire bottom or waterline. And then I'm just gonna pop on my false lashes. I am wearing Hannah from Petite Cosmetics. Alright you guys, so this is the second look completed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We stuck to more of the peachy and neutral row from the palette, and I love the final outcome. This is definitely a look that I would wear. These are my sort of tones. I did wear one of the Luxe lip glosses in the shade Icicle Pop, but I wore that on top of the Just a Tint lip crown in the shade Rise and Shine. Alright, so we're now on to the final look. I'm gonna start off with the shade Burr Baby, and this is going to be our transition and base color. So I'm gonna first pack that onto my lid space, and then I'll slowly blend that up towards my crease area and towards the brow bone. But we do just want to pack this on all over the lid. Then I'm going to move into the shade Snow Wear, and I'm going to use this shadow to start creating my smoky wing. So just taking a very thin angled brush first, and then just mapping out how I want my wing to be shaped. I do go in with sort of more like a thicker and larger angled brush to smudge and smoke that out so we can get like a very soft gradient for the smoky wing. I also drag that along onto my lower lash line. You can see at the point I am just aligning it along to my lower lash, and I'm only gonna focus this dark purple at the outer third of my eyes. Then I'm taking the creme gel liner in the shade Charmer, and I'm gonna use this to tightline my upper waterline as well as my bottom waterline. But at the bottom waterline, I'm only tightlining at the outer third. Next, I'm going to take the shade Cuddle Weather, and I'm going to place this at the innermost of my lid space just to give a bit of highlight there, and also taking just a teeny tiny bit into my inner corners as well. I take this onto the lower lash line just at the inner third for that very cutesy inner corner highlight. I do go in with one of the glitter gels in the shade Twinkle Me, and I'm just going to place that right on top of the inner corner highlight just to add a little bit more dimension, and again to add to that very cutesy vibe. Lastly, just popping on my lashes, I am wearing the House of Lashes Iconic Light. Alright you guys, so this is the final look completed. We stuck to the purple row in the palette, and I loved how the final look turned out. I think it's a very simple eye look to do, but it looks super glam, and I love those types of eye looks. Alright you guys, so those were the 3 looks completed. Be sure to let me know which look out of the 3 was your favorite down below. I would love to hear your feedback. If you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful, if you could please give the video a thumbs up for me, I would appreciate it so much. It also does help my videos out a lot as well. That is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Have a happy holiday and Merry Christmas. I'll see you in my next video, the last 2 videos of 2020. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!